we'll have English subtitles for those who want them. Have I played Stanley Parable before? I have, yes. Please just slide out until the computer is barely visible. That'll do. Do it like that. Please enter the current time. It is... Oh, fuck, I was going for 24-hour clock then. Why don't you just use my computer to go for that? Like how the game is inside of the monitor there. Alright. Let's do it. Begin the game. I'm ready for some Stanley Parable.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I think, if I remember rightly, there's an ending where you just don't do anything. There's like an ending where you do nothing at all, and then it ends. I'm pretty sure. But I also don't remember how long you have to wait. You gonna say anything to me, Mr. Narrator?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
And that's one of the endings. Just the ending where you don't do anything and Stanley never leaves his room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's one where you just like tap on the door. We'll follow the narrator for this one. We'll follow the narrator's narrating, and then we'll get shown the right way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we'll enter the door on our left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Meeting room, floor, group. Planning. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Target. Push for funding for R&D of the new coffee machine. Standardized graph 40 times wide. Not very efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of smudge. We need someone to shift some paradigms. Synergize these papers. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market paradigms. Monetize free-to-play. Help, I'm a post-it. Quarterly pie chart profits. It takes 2 people to start fighting right now. You're both of them. What do people want? Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Business letters and co. The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segment stripes requires more secondary research. What is hot? Target demographic teenagers. Profits. I love these. We need reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the deaf sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net? Some sort of child trap? Teenagers, a lot of percent. Size of demographic. Space between the teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins, trash cans. Renaming of the idea bin. Firing of me. Rate of increasing graphs per slide. Please, no more charts, I'm begging you. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triple cut, return to your boss appreciation specialist. Come on. We need to find out more key graphics. Hey WW, I'm alright today actually. I'm looking forward to playing this. What are your dreams of the future? Clear skin, metamorphosis, less air, comatose, football, plant life, transcend charts, mitosis, a boat, pollution. Tips for getting fired. Talk less. For not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no exception of expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out and passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you, and then let it ball up inside of you. Loot slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Oh, it is unique. Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, charts, and slides. Some of the best things about this is all like this little side things written down, and then it goes loops around.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
My good, I love my closet.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
No, I'm going back. I can't handle the world. I want to go back in the broom closet.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I don't think there is a broom closet ending. I think it's just, I think the joke is...
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Well, okay, if the narrator says it, then I guess it's...
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's
I'd love if someone heard this and was like, "Oh shit."
Sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right.
The
When you've
subtitles
done
were
that,
different.
just step out into the hallway.
The subtitles were different from what he said then.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I think that's the whole thing in the closet. I don't actually think there's any closet ending. I'm pretty sure there's just he's just like, what the fuck, man.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, I've had a look at some of the achievements. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Extreme bathrooms. Yeah, there's a 5-year achievement on the other one. I can actually get that now officially because I haven't played the original Stanley Parable in 5 years. And so they made this one. This one has a 10-year achievement. This is a remake with additional stuff put into it. Is that a panda with a gun to his head?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 8, 4, 5.
2845. I can't know that, you know.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Okay. We've gone behind the curtain now.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
It's like going behind the scenes and like Paul.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
All right, I'll listen to you for now.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
All right, to find out the secrets of this world.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Could it be?
No. He refused to.
I'm interested, like, apparently the new stuff is, like, integrated into the original stuff in, like, a really good way.
Never.
But I don't know where it's integrated.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past...
Yeah, I think I followed the narrator the first
Stanley
time.
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Boop, boop, beep, boop. God, I can't remember. There's so many like random side bits in this. I can barely remember them all.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Whatever you say, Mr. Narrator.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Yeah, I remember like
Was it
bits of
over?
it and like certain things and stuff, but like I can't remember everything that happens.
He had won.
Which I'm glad
he
about.
had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the
Graphics are a bit
machine's
better in this
grasp?
version.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Get your first achievement.